Yo, what's good everyone? Welcome back to ACS Sneakers. My name is Aiden. On today's video, we are going to be taking a look at the Yeezy 350 V2 in the Ash Stone Colourway. But before we get into all of that, I want to welcome back my returning viewers, and to any new viewers, welcome to the channel. We do release brand new sneaker content just like this each and every week. So do make sure to smash that subscribe button. Also, make sure the bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video. And without any further ado, let's go ahead and get into the intro. So like we always do on my channel, before we get into the shoe itself, let's just take a quick look at the shoebox. Now, for anyone who's not familiar with Yeezy and 350s, this is your very bog standard Yeezy 350 cardboard box. Across the top, we have the 350 branding, and then across the side, we have the Boost branding. If we take a quick look at the label now, which reads Yeezy Boost 350 V2 in the Ash Stone Colourway. Now, this is a UK size 9, as you'll be able to tell from the size label. And with all that aside, let's go ahead and get straight into my review. So getting straight into the shoe now, starting out with the upper. Now the upper of the shoe has been constructed of these cool brown earthy tones which actually weave together in this crosshatch stitching to make up a good majority of the prime knit material. Now this is pretty consistent when it comes to both Yeezy and the 350 silhouette, as throughout most years we do get quite a few different earth-based colourways. Now for a lot of people, it's kind of like Marmite at this point. You either really love it or you hate it. For me, I'm kind of indifferent if I'm being completely honest. Yes, it's another earth-based Yeezy release, and yes, it feels like any other Yeezy 350 colourway that you might have already seen. But I do still think that it definitely is worth a review. It definitely holds its place, within sneaker culture. And irrespective of what people are telling you about the 350, this still sells out each and every time, regardless of what people are saying. But with all that said, just continuing on to the lateral side of the shoe, here we have that semi-translucent monofilament mesh stripe. And according to Adidas and their description, this is in an orange colour. But to me, in this lighting, it actually looks more pink than orange. So I'll leave it up to you guys to decide exactly what that colour is. And just above the actual lateral side stripe itself, we do actually see this grey accent which actually splits from the collar to the toe. And then switching over to the medial side of the shoe, we do see more of those really nice, cool brown earthy tones, once again in that crosshatch stitching. Just to quickly touch on the actual overall quality of the materials, it's very consistent when it comes to the 350 silhouette. The uppers of the shoe does feel very much like a sock-like construction, and in general, it is a very durable and flexible material in my opinion. I also do think that it's actually worth mentioning that the prime knit upper does also incorporate some 3M materials, and if you've been around my channel for any length of time, you might already know that I'm a huge fan of reflective sneakers, so when it comes to the 3M on this shoe, it's always a massive win for me at least. So if there is anybody actually watching this video that's trying to legit check this pair against the pair that they are looking to buy, one of the biggest things is always make sure that the tag is featured on the right shoe and that the tag is actually attached using this rope material. Now this was recently switched up by Adidas from the previous plastic that they used to use, and this has a lot to do with their new sustainable approach. So if you happen to go and look to buy a shoe from a reseller and the tag's either on the left shoe or it's attached by a plastic material, then in my opinion it's more likely fake, so just don't part with any cash at that time. There's lots of other legit check things you can do to make sure the pair is actually legit, which to be honest, I'm really not clued up on enough to actually give you guys that information. There are plenty of legit check videos out there for anybody who is interested, and if I can find any for this shoe specifically, I will make sure to link them in my description area below. And now moving down to the midsole, here we have this semi-translucent midsole in this slightly darker tonal colour, and also features the usual ribbon seen on all other 350 V2 colourways. Switching to the outsole of the shoe, here we have this rubber outsole which actually houses the Adidas Ultra Boost tech. Now for me at least, this still remains to this day the most comfortable sneaker that I've ever owned. I've said this on every single 350 colourway review that I've actually done, and I've also mentioned it in quite a few different videos as well. I personally am still yet to find a shoe that actually beats this for comfort. Everybody's experiences are going to be slightly different, as everybody has different preferences and just different feet in general. But if you are looking for an extremely comfortable shoe, something you can wear every day, all day, you really can't go wrong with a 350. And now moving back up the shoe to the centre. In the centre of the shoe itself, we do have these khaki green rope shoelaces. Now personally, I'm pleasantly surprised to see that they've actually reverted back to their original lacing. Late last year, we were seeing lots of different releases with that god-awful infinity lacing system. I definitely had my say on why I didn't like it, But with that said, I definitely felt like it worked on certain models like the 380, but on the 350 it just looked weird in my opinion. So I definitely am one that's glad to see that they've gone back to their original lacing. But the fact that they've gone back to the original lacing means that they don't supply any additional laces. I personally don't mind it. I think the khaki laces work absolutely fine, and it just looks so much better in my opinion. But now moving on to the actual ankle collar and sock liner. Around the ankle collar, we do see more of that khaki green colour to match the shoelaces. And then moving inside the shoe, starting out with the heel portion, we do have the Adidas 3-stripe 3M branding. Moving inside the actual shoe, we do actually have these small ankle pillows, which definitely, for me at least, add to the actual overall comfort of the shoe. And surprisingly, even though this is a sock-like construction, there's a decent amount of padding when it actually does come to this shoe. And when it actually comes to sizing on this shoe, everybody seems to have a different theory when it actually comes to the correct sizing. In terms of my own personal preferences, I go true to size, which is a UK size 9, and I personally have had absolutely no issues at all. I have tried other people's suggestions, so I've gone a half size up and a half size down, both of which I just didn't really care for. The true to size fit is best in my opinion, so if you do have a chance to try a pair before buying, I would always recommend you do that just so you can understand the best fit for you. But if you don't really have that opportunity and you're watching this video to purchase on the aftermarket, it would be my personal opinion to suggest that you do go true to size, and I do think that will be best for you. And now taking a look at the insole of the shoe, here we have a primarily khaki green insole with the Adidas and Yeezy branding. So just to finish up, taking a look at the heel of the shoe. Unfortunately, like what we're seeing with all new 350 colourways, the heel tab hasn't actually been incorporated. Now, I did mention on a previous video that I don't think we'll be seeing the heel tab on any brand new colourways, and we'll only actually see it on those retro OG colourways like the Breads, the Zebras and so on. It's unfortunate for me because it definitely feels like it served a purpose, and the fact that it is absent you can definitely see, because you can actually see on the heel there is actually some stitching that indicates that's where the heel tab would actually be. But with all that aside, let's go ahead now and get straight into my opinions on the shoe. So just to sum up, in terms of my overall opinion on the shoe itself, I do give the Yeezy 350 V2 in the Ash Stone Colourway a very respectable 7 out of 10. Personally, I won't be keeping this shoe in my collection. I, for one, just feel like I'm moving slightly further away from the 350 all the time. And when it comes to releases, I'm going for them for a review, but not for the personal collection. I'd love to know what you guys think as well, so do make sure to leave me a comment in the comment section below. Did you manage to cop for retail? And if you didn't, are you looking to pick this up on the resale market? Do make sure to leave all that information in the comment section below, because all your comments are massively appreciated, and I do make sure to respond to each and every comment that gets left on all my videos. And on that note, if you've stuck around to this point in the video, I want to say a massive thank you. If you are new to the channel, please make sure to smash that subscribe button. Also, make sure the bell notification is switched on so you never miss a video, and I hope to see you all again in the next one.